What's up, fighting game fans? This is Vicious765 here, and today I would like to give you 12 characters that I like to see in Tekken 7. Currently we have, 26, and the roster, there were talkings of it being 38 characters, 35 to 38, and I'm just going to give you 38 characters I would like to see in Tekken 7. So first up, there would be Jun Kazama. The Mishima storyline is ending, so it would be nice for June to get some closure in the story, because obviously, even though she's not in all the games, she does play a very important role with Jin and his decision making, and she basically made the second generation of Tekken back in Tekken 3, because without Jin, there would probably be no main character for Tekken 3. Maybe Heihachi, but who wants that? Nah, Heihachi's a good guy. But yeah, seriously, Jun Kazama in Tekken Tag 2, they really made a lot of improvements to her. Like, she came back, and she came back with a bang. Like, it's like she didn't skip a beat. Like, her in Tekken Tag 2, her being there was just so refreshing because of how new she was. So I don't think they would throw that away. Ares doesn't think that either, from avoiding the puddle live. He said the same thing. He said they put too much effort into her not to put her into any other games, which brings me to number 2, which that would be Kunimitsu. Kunimitsu should definitely make a return. Harada stated that yes, he will be, shedding some light on a lot of Tekken secrets in the Mishima family, and also some others, which some others to me would be Kunimitsu. Where's her whereabouts? Why is she gone? We don't know if she's dead, if she got, killed canon-wise or what. All we have to go off of is Tekken Tag 2, she has scars on her face. To me, that leads me to believe that, yes, she got fucked up by someone, most likely Yoshimitsu, but it's kind of weird, the marks on her face. They're like claw marks, but, obviously, I think... No, wait, this isn't the first time we've seen that much of her face, so those marks are there for some reason. I don't think Yoshi did it. But I would definitely love to see her. That is another character they put so much love into for Tekken Tag 2 because people were begging for it. And, her moveset is just so good that she was put in Tekken Revolution. I think because those two were put in Tekken Revolution, they should have a chance for Tekken 7, don't you think? I mean, obviously, they would have seen how many people would have bought those characters instead of, grinding for them, right? So that may have been, Tekken Revolution may have been to collect data on some of the newer characters. You never know. And for number 3, Safina. Safina is kind of a on the fence type of character. A lot of people hate her. Some people love her. I happen to be one of the people that love her. I mean, she's really not that great. She's like a mid-tier character, and people make her out to be some sort of demon. She's cool. She has some cool mix-ups. She has some unpredictable things, but not too many. She was supposed to play a really huge role in Tekken 6. But you know how Tekken 6 went down. She had a cutscene in there. Safina could have ended up being Jin's June. But, we already know Jin and Xiaoyu have a thing going on. It's just, I thought that Jin would pay more attention to Safina, because she was kind of warning him and trying to stop him similarly to how June was trying to stop Kazuya from being evil. You know what I mean? So that is why I like to see Safina back. I like to see her with more action in the game. Give her a proper rival. Make Anna and Nina her rival. They're all assassins of some sort, so please give her some sort of good storylining with that. Safina definitely, because also she's a new character from Tekken 6. I don't understand why. I mean, I can understand Bob, but Miguel and shit, Miguel's not in the game. Miguel and Bob, and they were new characters, and it's these characters just got into the game. You can't just throw them away like that, can you? Because they haven't done that for a while. Last game Tekken did something like that would be Tekken 2, where they added Bruce and Beck, and then they're not in the game anymore, on Tekken 3. But, that's whatever. So where are we at? Number 3? Okay, so number 4. Number 4, these aren't in any particular order, by the way. Number 4, I would love to see Lelong come into the game. Like, it's too much of a tease. It's like they're making some of the most long-timey characters in Tekken history, Tekken characters that had to be in the game, you know, one of the reveal characters. In my opinion, all the new characters should have been the characters being revealed, and some of the old characters. Like, they're making shit like Yoshimitsu. Of course he was going to be in the game. Lei Wulong is just another one of those characters where it's like, of course he has to be in the game. His story has been utter ass since like Tekken 5, but you know, he has to be in the game because he's Lei Wulong. I'm moving on. So that was number 4. Moving on to number 5. Number 5 would have to be another character that needs to be in the game. That would have to be Nina. And Nina is just a character you need in the game. She's been in the game since Tekken 1. And I believe she's been in every single Tekken game ever. Even Tekken on the Game Boy Advance. You know, she's like Xiao Yu. She's like Yoshimitsu. She's like Jack. You gotta have these characters in every game or else the game feels like it's missing something. Or at least give us some explanation as to why she's not in the game. Which brings me to number 6. Number 6, Anna. Anna could be in the game. If Nina's not in the game and Anna's in the game, or vice versa, I would be fine with that because we would know what happened to the other. Like, one of them would have killed each other. And I think we would all be like, it's about time because this has been lasting way too long. Like, Anna is specifically joining tournaments so she can kill Nina. And Nina is joining because of what? You know what I mean? Well, she joined Tekken 5 so she could kill Anna, or settle things with Anna. And in Tekken 6, she was just protecting Jin, which I don't think that does her well. Like, Nina, that doesn't fit her well because she doesn't seem, she's not like a bodyguard-esque type of character. Like, growing up on Tekken 2 and Tekken 3, I always thought she was just a cold-blooded ass killer because that look she had in her eye. But you know, to see her in Tekken 6 being all motherly to Jin and shit, she's like the same age as him. She's acting like she's 48 and shit. I just don't like it that much. But that's just me. Moving on to where we at, number 6. So going on to number 7, I would like to still see Beck in the game, but probably not going to see Beck because Beck, if he died in Tekken 6, that's just a bit too much for me. Beck, he plays different from Hwoarang. I know that Hwoarang got one of Beck's moves, but maybe Beck can have one of Hwoarang's moves to balance it out. Maybe give Beck another flamingo stance because it always seemed odd to me that, you know, the student had 2 flamingo stances and the master had 1. I know the student's supposed to, you know, surpass the master, but it just makes the master seem a little fucking limp, you know what I mean? Okay, and moving on to what, number 8. Sorry guys, I don't have these written down. I'm just thinking as I go along. Number 8, who would I like to have in the game? I would have to say, just so we have some more supernatural characters, let's throw a version of Ogre in the game. It really doesn't matter which one. I know Ogre is probably dead, but the thing is in Tekken Tag 2, a lot of people don't like Ogre, but I like Ogre. I think he should make it into the game just to be like a solidifying supernatural power in the game. You know what I mean? Because Ogre, he is that monster, you know? He is that monster, and he can have his own little story with Jin. Since Jin doesn't seem like he's going to be in the limelight in this game, I would like to see Jin, you know, finally settle things with Ogre. Possibly with Jun at his side, you know, him fighting Jun, and, you know, this time he gets to save Jun from Ogre or vice versa. Coming in at number 9, Kazumi. Kazumi needs to be a playable character in this game. We cannot have a Jinpachi incident where you have a character that is a boss, but you can't play with them again. We cannot have another Azazel. That's ridiculous. And we need Kazumi. She's, what did I say she was? Was she number 9, 10? Fuck. Whatever. Let's just say she was fucking number 9. And next, number 10, I would have to say Devil Kazumi. separate character. Make it a separate character. Do not make this transformation rage bullshit. That is a reason that I am starting to like dislike what they do with Kazuya a bit, because they made a transformation in Tekken Tag 2 that you could do freely, which, you know, doing it freely is fine. You know, it's just a rage thing. It's like, this is not that important that I would need to be at the end of my life to do this. You know, it's just an aesthetic thing. I want to feel like I'm playing with Double Kazuya. Okay, so that was number 10. Number 11. Number 11, if we gotta have, like, our roster is so very serious right now, and it's not that I endorse, like, the funny characters or, like, the characters that aren't that serious, but we gotta have Kuma in the game. We gotta have Kuma. we don't need Roger Jr. He's fucking worthless. We don't need Alex, even though I like Alex. We gotta have Kuma in the game. And Kuma and Panda, they have to share a slot together. And they just have to be in the game just to be in the game. It can be like Heihachi in Tekken 5. It can have no canon, no story or nothing. They just need to be in the game. It just wouldn't feel like Tekken without him. It feels like Kuma has been in more games than fucking Jack. So, you know, why not? And coming in at number 12, I will have to say Devil Kazuya, because, as I had mentioned earlier, the whole transformation thing, it seems like you're getting like a cut-off version. Devil Kazuya has never really been a fleshed-out character. In Tekken 2, when he was an official character with his own slot and everything, he had the lasers, but they took out a lot of Kazuya's moves, so it's like, you know, he's like half of Kazuya with lasers. And that's not really all that. And when we go to Tekken Tag 2 or Tekken Tag, you know, he has the moves where he can, you know, fly in the air, then switch the directions and then do the lasers. And he has Double Twister, and he has his forward 2, which he flies through you. Now, that's all good and everything. But then we go to Tekken Tag 2, and all they give him is twin pistons. And it's like, he has nothing new at all, really. It's just his same moves. Like, they took what he had from Tekken Tag and put it in Tekken Tag 2, put different properties on his forward 2. I will give him that, but that's about it. What else? Oh, he can do lightning screw uppercut in Tekken Tag 2. That's something. But in Tekken 7, he has Jinpachi's move, which is, what is it, down 4, 1+2, where that move is safe and it tracks and everything. That's a nice move, I get it, but very hard to combo off of, unless you do his other new move where he does a sweep to the punch, to the uppercut, to the slam. Now, that could come in handy because it does, you know, a decent amount of damage, but then we go to the EWGF, which, you know, it's a mid this time around when he turns into Devil, but it's unsafe, and I believe it doesn't track as good, if I'm not mistaken. I had to do my research because I suck at researching, but there's that. But that's not really a fleshed out transformation. That's not something I'd be willing to risk the match or the round for. I wouldn't knock an enemy down, turn into Devil, give them the opportunity to dash up to me just so I can do a 50-50 they might block, or a mix-up they might block, sorry, or, you know, a Devil Twister or any of that. Like, that's just not good enough for the risk. That's why you don't see, if you look at the gameplays, there's not a lot of people turning into Devil because it's not worth it. And I would just like to see Devil finally fleshed out and finally a full character by himself. Maybe he could possess Kazuya entirely during the second, because it hasn't happened within 20 years, or not 20 years, since Tekken 4. And maybe we can see what Devil Kazuya is truly capable of and how wild and crazy his moveset can be. Because when Devil Jin started getting fleshed out in Tekken 6, you see him now in Tekken 7. He has his cool moves where he flies and whatnot. Why can't Devil Kazuya do stuff like that? Anyway, those are my 12 characters I would like to see in Tekken 7 right now. Let me know what you guys think. If you would, leave a comment below with your 12 characters that you think should be in Tekken 7. Alright, this video is about to be too long. I will catch you guys later.